Good morning, my students. Our lesson today is Unit 8. It's a mystery. Lesson 1, story. Watch, listen, and read.
It's not very comfortable in here, and it's very dark. I don't like it.
Let's stay near the entrance. There's more light there.
Do you remember that time we explored a cave in France, Ed? Yes. We had to leave when Dad realised he'd left the map in the car.
Well, we've got a map now. Let's see where this cave is.
It's raining really hard now. Look! There's water coming through the back of the cave.
Look out! The cave wall is coming down.
Everyone stand back!
Hey, there's another cave through there.
And there's something in there. It looks like a treasure chest.
Wow, it looks ancient. Where did it come from? It's very mysterious.
Okay. Now, read. What do the children find in the cave? What do the children find in the cave? Yes, they found what? The children find a treasure chest in the cave. Okay. Read again and write the names. Number 1. Space doesn't like the dark. Libby. Number 2. Space and Space explored a cave in France. Kate and Ed. Space looks at the map. Tom. Space describes the weather. Libby. Space sees that the cave wall is coming down. Tom. Space sees the treasure chest. Tom. Now, let's move to page 77. Listen and repeat.
Listening 69. Listen and repeat.
Ancient. Artifact. Evidence. Fascinating. Investigation. Mysterious. Sight. Strange.
I want you to read the definition. Ancient means very old. Artifact, it's a noun, an object that was made by a person. Evidence, it's a noun, facts that make you believe something is true. Fascinating, adjective, very interesting. Investigation, it's a noun, something to try to find out what happened. Mysterious, adjective, that no one can understand or explain. Site, it's a noun, a place where a building used to be, where something happened. Strange, it's an adjective, unusual and difficult to understand or explain. Now, we are going to use these words to complete the sentences, okay? Number 1, it's a very space cave painting. There is nothing else like it. The answer is strange, and it's written for you. Number 2, they found an interesting space in the cave. Artifact. Space history is about things that happened very long ago. Ancient. I think it's a space to know how people lived long ago. Fascinating. The police are doing an space into the robbery. Investigation. The story is very space. Nobody can explain it. Mysterious. There is a space that shows how people used to live. Evidence. There is the space where the old stadium was long ago. Site. Now, working with words. We add the suffix able to some verbs to make adjectives. When a verb ends in E, we remove the E and add able, like accept, acceptable, comfort, comfortable, reason, reasonable, advise, advisable, believe, believable, use, usable. I want you now to listen and repeat.
Listening 70. Listen and repeat.
Accept. Acceptable. Comfort. Comfortable. Reason. Reasonable. Advise. Advisable. Believe. Believable. Use. Usable.
Read and circle. This chair is very comfort or comfortable. I'd like to stay here all day. We need here adjective, so we use comfortable. We advisable people not to go climbing when the weather is bad. What's the answer here? We need the verb or the adjective? The verb. We advise people not to go climbing when the weather is bad. Our teacher gives us a reason or a reasonable amount of homework each week. We need here adjective, reasonable. We think the price of the car is acceptable. Acceptable. Ted's story was very believable. Believable. We often use or usable the computer in the evening. Here we need a verb, not an adjective. Yes. Okay. Let's move to page 80. Look at the interview. When were the Nazca lines discovered? Okay, we will listen and answer.
Listening 73. Listen and read.
The Nazca Lines. In this interview, historian Michael Jones talks about the mystery of the Nazca Lines. Michael Jones has studied the Nazca Lines for many years.
1.
The Nazca were an ancient people that lived in Peru, in South America, about 2,000 years ago. The people are well known for creating the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are famous all over the world, and they can still be seen clearly and easily today.
2.
They are giant sketches which the Nazca people drew in the desert in the Nazca Valley. Some of the drawings are just long, straight lines, but there were other drawings too.
3.
No, they also drew birds, animals, and figures. For example, there's a monkey, a giant condor, which is a type of bird, and a huge spider. There's also a human, which has a big round head and is known as the astronaut. We don't know why they drew these objects.
4.
The desert in the Nazca Valley is made of dark red stones and soil. Underneath, there is a lighter yellow soil. The Nazca cleared away the top to show the lighter colour. The area has a very dry climate, and there is little wind. Archaeologists say this is why the drawings were able to survive.
5.
We can't be sure, but it probably took hundreds of years to make so many drawings, and probably hundreds or even thousands of people made them. We don't know exactly why the Nazca people made them, although they were obviously very important because they spent so long making them.
6.
The drawings were first discovered in 1927, when a plane was flying across this part of the desert. What is incredible is that because they are so huge, you can only really see them from the air. Today, people travel in small planes and look down on them. But in those days, how did they see them? It's a mystery.
Okay. Now, when were the Nazca lines discovered? The Nazca lines were discovered in 1927, okay? Read again and match the questions with the answers in the interview. Okay, we have here the questions. Did they only draw lines? How can we see them today? How long did it take to draw them? How did they make the lines? Who were the Nazca people? What are the Nazca lines? Okay, I want you to put the number of the paragraph next to the question, okay? Did they only draw lines? Paragraph number 3. How can we see them today? Paragraph number 6. How long did it take to draw them? 5. How did they make the lines? 4. Who were the Nazca people? 1. What are the Nazca lines? 2. Let's move to page 81. Okay. Here, find the word in the interview to match the pictures and definitions. A person who studies history, historian. Number 2, verb, to move something to different place because you don't need it. Clear away. Noun, the normal weather that a place has. Climate. Adjective, really amazing, difficult to believe, incredible. What's this picture? Sketch. What's this picture? Figure. What's this picture? Soil. What's this picture? Underneath. Now, listen, what's the adverb for?
Listening 74. Listen. What is the advert for?
Are you planning a trip to Peru? Do you want to visit the Nazca Valley and see the amazing Nazca lines in the desert? If the answer is yes, then come on a trip with Mystery Tours. The Nazca lines are figures, people, shapes and lines drawn in the desert by the ancient people of Peru. They are very big, so the only way to really see them is from the sky. Mystery Tours take people on flights. We have 2 flights every day. The flights leave at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Each plane takes 6 people. Each trip lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes. When you arrive at the airport in Nazca, there will be a guide to meet and welcome you. The guide will show you a film about the culture of the ancient Nazca people and a description of the Nazca lines. The guide will also give you a map which shows all the figures you will see. Then, during the flight, your guide will give you information about what you're seeing. Come with Mystery Tours and see the Nazca lines. It's an amazing experience. Wear light clothes because it gets very hot in the desert. And don't forget your camera.
Okay, what is the advert for? Yeah, the advert is for a plane trip to see the Nazca lines. Listen again and complete. Listen carefully.
Listening 74. Listen. What is the advert for?
Are you planning a trip to Peru? Do you want to visit the Nazca Valley and see the amazing Nazca lines in the desert? If the answer is yes, then come on a trip with Mystery Tours. The Nazca lines are figures, people, shapes and lines drawn in the desert by the ancient people of Peru. They are very big, so the only way to really see them is from the sky. Mystery Tours take people on flights. We have 2 flights every day. The flights leave at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Each plane takes 6 people. Each trip lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes. When you arrive at the airport in Nazca, there will be a guide to meet and welcome you. The guide will show you a film about the culture of the ancient Nazca people and a description of the Nazca lines. The guide will also give you a map which shows all the figures you will see. Then, during the flight, your guide will give you information about what you're seeing. Come with Mystery Tours and see the Nazca lines. It's an amazing experience. Wear light clothes because it gets very hot in the desert. And don't forget your camera.
Okay. Flights leave at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. every day. Number 2. Each plane takes space people, 60 people. Trips last 1 hour and space minutes, 30 minutes. A guide will meet you at the space in Nazca, the airport. The guide shows you a film. People should wear space clothes in the desert, light clothes. Now it's a time for speaking. I want you with a partner to act this dialogue, okay? It's time to finish our lesson. Thank you for watching.